from inheritance to when it is intentional. That is the way you raise a child. A child changes according to their environment and the way they were raised. Now, recent brain research indicates that from birth to 3 years are the most important in a child's development, and that period is for the greatest impact on parenting of a child. That means it has, when you want to make an impact, when you want to really train a child, 0 to 3, because the child copies everything, to the facial expressions, to the attitude, to the walking steps. I saw a video where it was walking exactly the way the father was walking. If the father slouches in his walk, the child will slouch, especially from 0 to 3. The child is looking at the parents who he has identified as mother or father for everything, even to what mood. So between the ages of 0 to 3, the greatest impact of parenting on a child's development occurs. And by the median age of 12, a child's personality or character is fully formed. So you have between 0 to 11 to train a child, because by 12, the character is fully formed. The child's personality is already formed. But they know that by the age of 3, this research showed that they already predict the kind of person the child will become. This is my problem. You meet a man or a woman at 30, 18 years after the character is fully formed, then you decide that you want to change him or you want to change her. My question to intelligence is, why would you want to assume responsibility, to afflict yourself with an assignment nobody sent you, to use yourself as an experiment to see whether a man or a woman character can change? It shows here scientifically that you cannot change the character of a person. Only parents and the early influences of a child between 0 to 11. Now, the question here again is, who wants the character to change? Is it the owner of the character, or you, the person who loves the owner of the character? Who wants the character to change? Is it the person who's the character, or you who say you have fallen in love with the owner of the character? So, you know that even in prayer, I cannot say to God, God, I don't like the way Emmanuel is fair in complexion. I want you to make him dark in complexion. God will not answer. That request must come from Emmanuel himself. If God were to start answering prayers like that, then we would all be in trouble. All I would just say, this Emmanuel, he thinks he's too fine. God, I want him to be ugly. Then Emmanuel starts. That means we can cancel out that means life will not be according to our will, our decision. It will be according to other people's decision for us. But those kinds of prayers cannot be answered. So that kind of thing that you want to change a person's character is futile after the person's character has been fully formed. The only person that can change their character is the owner of the character. And if the owner of the character does not want to change, nothing can be done. My question to people who always believe they can change, the unchanging changers, those people that have been changing the characters of people. I want to ask a question. When you want to perform an experiment, there's always a control experiment. Have you changed anybody before you met this person, that you can say, oh, I've done this before, as your CV? Have you made even an animal, maybe a rabbit, a dog that is wicked, a dog that bites? Have you trained the dog and the dog stopped biting people before? So you can say, oh, I have even done it with one animal before, and I was successful. What is your CV in changing people's character, that you meet a violent person? I met several people who had been in abuse while dating, that their spouses had been. I was one. I told you that I was beaten well in one of my relationships that resulted to my son. I ran away from, in fact, after 3 months, I had to take the decision that, after slapping me publicly, she would now come privately and say that, I'm sorry, I don't even know what happened. She will kneel down, start apologizing. I was 10 years older than this lady. 10 years. But when she loses her temper, in fact, in my mother's 70th birthday, she tore my agbada on the dance floor while I was dancing beside my mother because she was trying to get my attention. So some of us had seen the abuse even before we married them. But you say, no, well, he will change. There was one that happened in Sabo. And the lady told me, yes, I know that he's violent, but we are praying about it. He will change. This girl was still in the university. I don't know where they tell them, maybe from their religious, that just pray for him, he will change. What he needs is mentoring. And that is how people have been fooled because they gave their choices for other people to make. You have seen the abuse, and then you assume that you can change someone. I don't understand. Today's topic is change. For those of you that think you can change people, your life will now be a social experiment to see whether this person will change or not. You just subject yourself to all kinds of beatings and torture. 2 years ago, 2022, I did an interview with a lady who had been with her husband for 50 years. 50 years, and she was still being beaten. When she came to my office and told me she wanted a divorce, when I saw her, I was like, She said she knows what I'm thinking, that how long does she have to live? She had been with a man for 50 years. That tells you that she was over 70. And I didn't understand. I'm like, she said now she has used 50 years trying to change a man, praying and fasting, that she used to be bad at this, so that it was fasting. That all her money, the man was not working, it was her always feeding both the man will bring the family, the brother will she will feed everybody, that now she doesn't even have a plot of land. She has nothing. Because of this, their daughter has refused to, the daughter was 42 at the time. She has refused to marry because she had been looking at how her father had been treating the mother. She now told me that she wants to be a missionary, that so that she will lose in this life, and then in the life to come, that let her go and start serving God, start preaching, because she has lost out in this life. 50 years tried to prove that you could change somebody. I will pray for him. And 50 years after she lost a finger, she will lose some sight because of the punches, the eyes, some of the lens in the eyes will start lost one side. It was just amazing that for 50 years you repeating the same thing, and you did not, madness is when you keep repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. The owner of character, on the 5th of December 2022, one Mr. Lotitwe, a 49-year-old, stabbed his wife over an argument that is around Badori, over an argument on water. He came back from work, and there was there they buy water. There was no water for him either to drink or have his bath, and then there arose an argument. And then he insisted around that 8 o'clock that the wife must follow him to go and buy the water. They went outside, and the wife saw something like a battery for a clock. He said, let her buy it. That was where Wahala started. And they were going out to buy water. She left that one and said she wants to buy battery. People gathered to separate and everything. The man went back home, the woman went back home, and the next thing, the woman was dead. Now, stabbed her in the neck with a kitchen knife. Now, everybody had been telling, Madam, you need to leave because this man can start fight anywhere. He doesn't look at venue. Been telling her to leave, but now, what? She paid with her life only to find that, no. Character is character. Once you see their character, by their fruits, you will know them. Fruit there is Hebrew for character. The way they behave is how they are. If you see the way they behave, you can tell that it will not end well. Where is that madness coming from? He will change. He will change. We have to go now for a break.
Yeah, we have to. It's just what you're saying is what people almost call red flags nowadays. So you see red flags sometimes it's very glaring.
Even the red flags in your faces, people still tell you that by God's grace it is white.
But they say a lot of people, when they're in love, they don't see some of these things.
No. Marriage, you see, love may be blind. Marriage will open your sight. But then you are in marriage, you now start still being delusional to the red flags you saw before marriage. Where does this thinking come from that you will change somebody?
About that very soon. Immediately we're back from this break. We're still here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
It's Customer Service Week, and here at Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio, we want to appreciate reputable clients for your constant and continuous patronage.
MTN, Nestle, Coca-Cola, Guinness Nigeria PLC, Airtel Nigeria, Bet King, Total Nigeria, Spotify, Techno, Chi Limited, Tunis, Echo Supreme, FC Ronco, Caraway Foods, Stanbic IBTC, Standard Chartered, Amazon, Emirates Airline, MultiChoice, Netflix, Nigerian Breweries, Access Bank, Access Tolaram Groups, Nine Mobile, First Bank, Union Bank, Jack Daniels, DKT Nigeria, Perfecti, Echo Supreme, Google, P&G, Harrison Thermal Heater, Jumia, Burger King, Bastion Health, Cremella, and many others. We want to thank you for your patronage and assure you of our continuous outstanding service delivery as always, and also offer you more packages to serve you better.
From humble beginnings in the heart of Lagos, an epic saga of success arises. Presenting The Unveiling. Join us for the 3-in-1 event on October 5th, 2024 at Radisson Blu, Ikeja GRA, Lagos. It's a business conference, anniversary, and luncheon. Featuring Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, Mr. Chika Musu, Dr. Niyi Adesonya, Dr. Tokwe Mark Odije, Mr. Eku Emmanuel, Dr. Sunday Olonshe, Mr. Ebosede Monday, Mr. Wisdom Ezekiel. Celebrate 7 years of excellence with Sentinel. Elevate your future and seize opportunities. Mark your calendars for October 5th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Powered by Sentinel Holdings Limited. Entry is free. For seat reservations, call 0805-742-2322 or visit www.sentinelholdings.africa/register. This message is brought to you by Sentinel Media and Publishing Limited.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In the next episode, I will speak with a change maker turned state official who is passionate about the role of technology in democracy, Nigeria's Honorable Minister of Communications, Dr. Basun Tijani.
If we jump into the advanced conversation of governance without even understanding what we're governing, we're not going to be able to bring our perspectives to the table.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Lagos, let's play a fun game. Complete this with me. The money is, if you said married, victorious, the way, identical, or more, then you know this weekend is going to be the biggest of big deals. The moment we have all been waiting for is finally upon us. It's the epic finale of Big Brother Naija Season 9. The remaining 8 housemates have overcome everything to get this far, splitting from their partners, outlasting ships, battling agents of course, winning wagers and tax, and escaping many evictions. This weekend, weekend, they will face one final challenge. But first, they will party like it's their last day. Don't miss the Big Brother Naija Saturday night Gbedu to end all parties this Saturday at 10 p.m. After that, they will face the music and only one housemate will come out dancing, who will emerge from the finale live show as Big Brother Naija Season 9 winner, 60 million naira richer, and with a brand new car. Tune into the finale show on Sunday at 7 p.m. on African Magic. The Big Brother Naija Season 9 drama might be coming to an end, but it's still early in the Premier League season, so we're just eating up. Catch some of that hit this weekend when the top four continue the title race. Liverpool will visit Crystal Palace on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Arsenal will host Southampton on Saturday at 3 p.m. Man City will be at home to Fulham also on Saturday at 3 p.m. And Nottingham Forest will travel to London to face Chelsea on Sunday at 2 p.m. Also, the Manchester United show continues when they meet Aston Villa at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Are you wondering what Ten Hag has in store for us this time? It's all about Big Brother Naija finale and football vibes, wins, drama, and everything lit this weekend. Only on DSTV. Dial star 288 hash and get on the My DSTV app to stay connected today. Download DSTV Stream to watch on the go. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back. This is still Relationship 360 here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. And as you know already, we're talking about changing of a human character. Is it possible in a person that you're married to? Do you have to wait to the marriage before you start looking at the person? After observing all the numerous red flags, you're saying, maybe I can change the person. Barrister Olumide is here and he's telling you, I don't think so.
I wonder, have you changed yourself that you want to change another person? Have you yourself changed yourself to see how difficult it is, even with your determination? You know, they tell people that don't worry, when you get married, he will change. You don't understand that marriage is a magnifier. You will see things you did not see when you were dating in marriage. Marriage now exposes to the full effect, the full, what you call description of that person. A lady told me the other time when the man was so abusive that she left. They now said, don't worry that, the men behave like this is because they don't have children yet. By the time they start having kids, they will change, they will calm down. So she agreed, they were reunited, and immediately after, the man quickly married. The smart women went away. But you that think you are godly, there's a difference between godly and foolish. You need to be wise. The Bible tells you to be wise as a serpent. In every religion, I would tells you to be wise, tells you to seek for wisdom, and not just bow your head and say, oh, you are godly. She married and then immediately had the first child. Nothing happened. She had the second child. Nothing happened. In fact, the second child, the man bought 2 cars. The man would not allow her enter the car. So he would drive to church. The church was about 3 streets away from this Aja, and the wife will walk to church with 2 kids. Then when they are going from church, the man would take 2 kids, and the wife, he said the woman would not enter the car. She thought, said maybe another child will solve it because they've been telling her it is children. She gave birth to 3rd, 4th, 5th. That was when the woman was beaten to the extent that it was her neighbor, the tenant, that called. The woman had been beaten in front of tenants that tenants could no longer. They had to call us, and we had to now take this woman and return her and her children back to her village because she was like walking dead. Loss of appetite, migraines, slappings and shoutings, and 5 children. It took 5 children for her to know that this man will not change. 5. And who are these that just keep giving you advice. From where? From what research? You go to school, you're educated, and someone who is less educated will be telling you what to do. Less exposed will be telling you what to do. Someone who has not done it, they did not go and marry an abusive person, but they are telling you to marry that. Don't worry, he will change. Why don't you swap spouses? Let them take what they're pushing you to. Be careful of people that will give you food that they cannot give to their children. How can marriage is marriage what? Is it a stream you dive into that you come out? There is even no river you dive into and come out younger. A person's character is a person's character. Call a spade a spade. He is violent. She is abusive. The question is, can I take this for the rest of my life? You check it out before you say that I do. And then when you are living in abuse and somebody is telling you to change, tell them to come and take your peace. You leave. The person did not change. You're still married. You've given birth to a child. The person has not changed. Who are you people that think that you can change somebody? I really want to. Lucifer was in heaven with God according to the Christian story of origins. He was an archangel. That means this one had direct access to God himself. Suddenly, he led a rebellion in heaven, caused a lot of commotion. God created him directly. God did not change him. Do you know that? God kicked him out. God could have altered because he created him. So, if there's one fuse that God will just remove that will reduce his anger or the pride in him, because he said pride was found in his. Even God did not attempt to change him, but God kicked him out. Now he fell from heaven to earth. Now you went to marry what God kicked out, and then you are saying you can change what God cannot change. So you are now the Almighty. You can do what God cannot do. Do you understand? You can change what God could not change. Don't you see that if God identifies you by character, he identifies. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot change anybody. Don't go out looking for someone you will change. Look for someone you will spend the rest of your life with. Marriage is not about love. Marriage is about longevity. You don't marry because you love. You marry because this will last. Love is a secretion of hormones. You should know that right now. Because love fades. You can love something today and tomorrow you hate. Have you seen people in divorce? Have you seen people in violence? Let me stop there. We have a guest today. It's not easy. But I brought her here, and I really must thank you, Madam Oluwakemi, for coming. I really appreciate. Can you, the speaker? Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. So without much ado, can you just tell the story of what brought us here? How did you meet your husband? How did it start?
Yeah, we met in 1989, and
you've been married for how many years?
For 35 years now.
35. Oh, fantastic.
And we were just friends, and one thing led to the other, and I got married to him in a registry, Ikoyi registry, when I was just 20 years. And when I met him, he said he was a Christian, and then his parents are dead, but he has a aunt and a husband in Ogba. Those are the people he presented to me during that time, and those are the people I know to be his family. Along the way, when I became pregnant, that is when a lot of things started unfolding. I realized that the people he presented to me as his parents were not.
They were not his parents.
They were not for his parents nor his family. They were just co-workers that he was just living there, And then I got to know that his mother and father are still living.
They are not dead.
They are not dead at all. They are still living. And that was when I gave birth, that he brought in his mom. And that was the day I realized that he was even a Muslim, not a Christian, as presented to me.
Okay. When you discovered that it was based on lies, what was your reaction? You found out that, number one, his parents were alive. Number two, he wasn't even a Christian. He was a Muslim. He deceived you. What was your reaction to that?
Well, my life crashed because I couldn't go back home again.
Why could you go back home?
Because I'm married to him already and I'm pregnant, and my parents were not in agreement with it.
But you went ahead to marry.
Like the people he presented were like, they did that because they felt that I'm the right person for him, that it's just a lie, although they've corrected it, there won't be any problem. I should just take it like that.
Okay, go ahead, ma. Let me know.
And that is how. But honestly, that very day, I know that the marriage is dead already. But I forged ahead because I couldn't go back home anymore. And I gave birth after the naming ceremony. In fact, the first abuse started a day after the naming ceremony. That was 9 days after I gave birth. He went out to a party. He came back late. His sister was there, friend. His mother was there. He came back drunk, banging the gate. I had to go and open the gate for him. When he came back, he has his room. I have mine. But he insisted that I open my door that is coming. So it took like about 10-15 minutes. When I opened, it was slap, punches, and it was just 9 days after delivery, and it never stopped till date.
How many children do you have?
3 kids.
You continued with the beating and all that?
Yeah. Sometimes it stopped, sometimes I will travel. The moment of peace is when I travel out of the country, and when I come back.
Did you at any time separate from your husband?
Yeah, he fell ill when he lost his job, 1998. He lost his job, then he fell ill, and things started coming down. He couldn't send the children to school. And I took the initiative. I gathered everything I had and took them all to the UK, the 3 of them to the UK. I stayed here for 7 years. That was the best years of my life. And one way or the other, I came back when he asked me to, unfortunately, not knowing his plan, he reported me at Heathrow.
Heathrow Airport?
Airport, yeah.
That what?
That I'm working there illegally. That he didn't agree to me to come there to start working and all the rest. And when I got there, they stopped me and I was deported back in 2009. And I came back unprepared. I left. My last child was 9 years old. And the eldest was just in college, about to go to uni. Those are the 3 kids I left. Because I refused to bring them back because I don't want them to see the abuse. I don't want the boys to...
Sorry about that.
I don't want the boys to grow up to be like him. So I left them, friends, family that were there, raised them up. And I was there, stopped till date. In between, I left again for 8 months.
Why do you keep leaving and going back?
Because he keeps begging. I've changed. I left. And he keeps coming to my parents' house every Sunday for 9 months. To beg that I should come back. It will repeat itself again. And I went back. I left home April 2nd, 2017. Came back November 17, 2017. Yeah. I was outside the house and he kept coming back. Comes in, beg. But yeah.
When you moved back, sorry, you need to take a break. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I know it's an emotional thing. Do I give you?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So when you came back, how long did it take for the abuse to start again?
It didn't take long.
For
a while, it was mental abuse.
Psychological
one. It talks, emotional abuse. Shall ban me from cooking in the kitchen. Sometimes.
So you won't cook. How would he eat?
He goes out to buy it. Since when I came back from UK, I never receive any house allowances from him again. He goes to markets by himself. So I do the cooking. He does the shopping. I do the cooking. So it got to a stage I said, no way, I'm not doing that again. If you can't give me house allowance to go to the markets, then I won't cook. And that is how I stopped cooking. So it goes, and that is how I stopped eating in the house. So I've been feeding myself, clothing myself, maintaining myself for 15 years.
What now happened recently that brought us to this junction?
In fact, a lot of things have stopped because we stopped being intimate for 15 years. Because
you've not been intimate with him for 15.
Yeah, I've been in the house because what happened was that he has no job, he has nothing, and I put up all my investments and I built a shop right there in front of the house with my investments. So it's like all my life is inside the house because that is what I'm using to maintain my life. That is where I sell my goods. But he keeps sending all my sales girls away. Abuse them, attack them. There are sometimes I'm left like 2 years without sales girls because no one wants to work with me anymore. Because people on the street will tell them, are you going to take that job? The husband will attack you. So I've been left alone to do my job, to run 4 shops alone. It's draining. And when I saw all this problem, I stayed in the shop right in front of my house. I don't go back inside the house until 10:30, 11. From 8 in the morning to 11 at night, because I was trying to avoid the troubles. I cook inside the shop. I eat inside the shop. In fact, my life is inside the shop. I only go inside the house to sleep. We don't communicate at all. It's only when he needs to take bills from me, maybe NEPA bills, water bills, gas bill. A text and call, your light is off. I'm going to take out your light, pay me my bills, and that's it.
So really, you were not intimate 15 years. You went 7 years, Abi. Then you went 7 months again. But you kept going back because somebody will tell you it's changed, they are changed.
Yeah, friends do come. They tell me, Kemi, you can do it. He's frustrated, no work.
You can do it. But they are not married to him. But they will tell you to go to where they are not, where they cannot be. But you should. Okay. How did this final episode that brought you, how did you get my number?
It was after this last incident where he injured me. I had to protect my head.
What happened? Describe the incident briefly.
It's just one of my sales. It's the recent sales boys that I have. He was inside. He said he took something from the compound. And the boy was telling him it was me, it was mommy that took it. Ask mommy. And he didn't. It was just eating the boy. And the boy was vomiting blood right there on the street with people gathered there. And someone just rushed to the shop and said, Mommy, they are beating the boy in your shop. I just peeped and I saw him beating. And I was like, what did this boy do? And he said, he stole something. I said, no, I took it. It was just a plate for me to make a shelf for the shop. This boy didn't take it. I asked him to carry it out. So he left the boy. Then I came inside to go into the compound to bring the boy inside the house. And he said, if I should bring the boy inside, he's going to kill me right here. And I told him, that boy is vomiting blood. If this family should see him, they are going to burn this house down. So as I was trying to, and I turned, he just hit me with a plank. And that is how it started. That is when one of the tenants rushed out, grabbed him, and took me away from him. And he took me to the shop. While he was still pacifying, the tenant was pacifying me, he came in barging in with cutlass. And I had to defend it with my hand. You saw all the pictures, the swelling and everything. I had
cuts,
even up to now. I can't write with this hand. I can't. It takes me a few minutes. I can just write for like about 3 minutes. I drop. And I don't know. So my brother heard your program. And he called me that morning. Called Barrister Olumide. This is the end, because this is the second time he's attacking you with a cutlass. You need to leave now. So that is when I called you that Saturday morning.
I just feel a bit upset. I was really upset when I said, what else has to happen to you for you to leave? Must you die in the process? Now, last week, I put the sister of Madam Nkechi, Gloria Okechukwu, on air. Her sister was murdered by the co-tenant, the sister and her 4-year-old son. And when he was caught by the people in the area and was being beaten and arrested, his wife, that is the wife of the alleged murderer, said, this is not the only woman he has killed. Said there, right beside the police station, was telling people that this is not the only. So the question was, how many people must your husband kill before you yourself decide to run? Yesterday, he was charged. Thank God, myself, I was with the state CID, and he was charged to court for murder, and he's now being remanded in prison. What else must have happened to that woman? You are seeing that your husband is not beating but killing. There are people now, I have insisted that the investigation must include the wife that knows other women. I'm sure there are people who are looking for their loved ones but don't know that this man right there at by that Ajah site, Ibejuleki. In fact, when people that went there said the house was smelling like animals.
So she's not an accessory to crime.
So she would be, she knows. And this is the issue, whether he will calm down, whether he will change. Who are these lunatics that tell people that just stay there, he will change? You know what? I'm really sorry, Ms. Oluwakemi, and I'm thankful to you for coming to share your story so that some people who are there in abuse, doing the unchanging change at the church, the job that God cannot do, even to become is by will. For you to become a Muslim, it is by your will. For you to become a Christian, it is by, nobody comes to change you. They need your what? They need you to decide. It has to be your decision. Even God cannot force you to be whatever he wants. It must be your decision. So if God will not influence somebody and make them do something, who do you think you are? When you see it is a red flag. It is not a prayer point. It is a red flag. It is not a prayer point. It is not a point of hope. It is not a point of what they call it, critical assessment. It is a red flag. You are trying to examine a dynamite that whether it will blow or not.
Lagos, we're still here with Barrister Olumide here on Relationship 360, and we just had Mrs. Oluwakemi share her story. We'll be right back after this break, Lagos. Stay with us.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now, now. It gon' rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Pocari Sweat. Rehydrate you faster, easy we observe. Pocari Sweat, give me some more. Pocari Sweat.
Attention, all secondary schools, get ready to speak up, stand out, and make your voice heard. I beg to differ. Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 8 is here. If you have the passion, the skills, and the will to win, this is your moment. Audition for this year's season ends Sunday, October 13th, 2024. Don't miss this chance to compete with the brightest minds in Lagos. How to enter? Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Choose only one out of 3 topics listed. Argue 2 minutes in favor of and 2 minutes against the topic you chose. Upload your 4-minute recording in MP3 format. Fill in your other details and submit. This is open to secondary school students between the ages of 13 and 16. Register now and prove that you have what it takes to be an I Beg to Differ champion. I Beg to Differ Debate Season 8. The Tournament of Champions. 365 days of conflict. Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th killed 1,200. To date, Israel has killed over 14,000 children. These are not just numbers, they are lives forever changed. Join us for the first of our annual Borderlines Debate, a symposium on the Middle East crisis, Thursday, November 7th at 4 p.m. A forum where ambassadors, diplomats, and humanitarian voices will gather to debate the yesterday, today, and the way forward for Israel, Palestine, and the Middle East. Is there a pathway for peace? The Borderlines Debate, November 7th at 4 p.m. This is a chance to hear from both sides. Real stories, real stakes, real solutions. Don't miss the repeat broadcast on Friday, November 8th at 4 p.m. Borderlines Debate, Thursday, November 7th at 4 p.m. Only on Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it still is the season of giving. So says oneplay.ng. That is why they want you to dial the code *347 *880 *3 hash. Yes, if you want our money, dial that code. Or you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng, as in one, the number one, PLAY. .ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and just like that, your ticket will be in the draws. Of course, you have to commit the paltry sum of 500 naira to each ticket. Now, you can play as many times as possible to give yourself a bigger chance of winning. And remember that your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or you use the code *347 *880 *3 hash. Now, remember that at the end of the week, there's going to be a 500,000 naira jackpot. I know it's mind blowing. You can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. So your qualifying for that is dependent on you playing the game during the week. What am I trying to say? I am saying when you dial *347 *880 *3 hash from your phone or go to the website at oneplay.ng to play the one play game every day, you automatically qualify for the jackpot that comes at the end of the week on Friday. Yes, it's announced on Friday. That said, ladies and gentlemen, play responsibly. Make sure you are playing with only what you can afford. And once you play, make sure you keep your phone very close, because that lucky call could be coming in at any time. Yes, at any time. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep playing, keep winning, and keep smiling to the bank.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
We know the value of it.
Lagos, welcome back. This is still Relationship 360 here. We have Barrister Lumide here, and we have Mrs. Oluwakemi here with us in the studio, sharing her story. And we're talking about change and character today on the show. And if you've been following us, it's been quite a lot. We've seen your messages. I'm checking through your messages on on YouTube right now. I'm seeing your messages on YouTube. Remember that we're streaming live on YouTube at Nigerian Info FM, on Facebook at Nigerian Info 99.3. You can see everything that's happening here live in the studio. Barrister Olumide, please go ahead. Just before,
let me just round up. I need to close.
Before you close, I feel that conversation we had off the mic is something that people need to know, because I think the first thing I asked you was about people asking about a person. When people want to get married now, when people want to get to a relationship, they tend to ask. Some people like to ask people around the person, their friends. But then sometimes they get very negative comments and they feel like, this one a bad belly, no one seen it will take together, or this person hates you. And they sometimes even tell the person that they are interested in that, this is what I heard about. I asked this person about you, and this is what this person said. And it becomes something that both of them blending. So how do you balance it, especially when you want to find about someone that you like? How do you balance it?
So when I wanted to marry my wife, the people I asked said I shouldn't. They said that she likes dating married men. And when she went to find out about me, they told her that, this boy, that Olumide, he's not serious, he's a player or something, So both of us, from the people that we knew, because we met at a group, just a few of us, and then comes dating. Dating is where you open your own eyes. You see, not 10 people cannot say the same thing. Two people don't even have the same fingerprint. So you can't say exactly the same thing. What you are asking for is not the person's opinion about you, but information about how are you, which school did you go to, that in school, was he a good one? They'll say, was a cultist? No, he was a troublesome boy, he was a ladies' man. In the area, how is he? Then you also open your eyes. You see from the way he treats people, from the way he talks, from the kind of friends that he hangs around with. A lot of people, I don't know where you think, it is between me and him alone, me and my boo alone. No, you need to see your boo's. That is their friends. You need to, because at times, just meeting their friends, you don't need to hear any other thing again. So, you have to date and open your eyes. But one thing you have to understand is that at times you might still get it wrong in your decision, because the person was so nice, the person you didn't know. Then you now get married and you now see that, this water is actually black. That this person is not who you dated. The person, like narcissists do, they always turn it around. They look nice, but then you marry. Now, when you are married and you see that this is a mistake, that this person is not who you thought he was, ladies and gentlemen, leave. Leave. It is simple, because it was obtained under false pretenses. You don't deceive a person into, you now see their real character. You leave, because your life is not to now carry an affliction. You don't maintain your provocation. You don't marry and remain with the weapon fashioned against you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where you cannot take it, the question I ask people, can you take this for the rest of your life? Think about it. If you know it will be a struggle. There's a difference between long suffering and to suffer long. Don't think that they tell you, don't pray, and some people will even make you feel you are not praying enough. How can you be responsible for the character of another person? And that is what religious bodies do. Say maybe you are not praying enough. I saw one lady that is always talking, one pastor's wife that talks as if she says, if you are married to a man and the man is not making it, you are a witch or something like that. Always blaming the wives for whatever the husband does, or blaming the husband. There are two people, different people. When you see that this is not going to work, you leave. Look at people. I'm here with Madam Oluwatimi. I know yesterday she was still at the general hospital for her hand. It was from the general hospital that we came to, because she used her hand to block a cutlass. You need to see the pictures of this hand that you are looking at. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of what she has been going through for 35 years. Yes, we had him arrested. And yes, he will be prosecuted for domestic violence and abuse. And please, he said he's a pastor.
Yeah, he said he's a pastor. He's a pastor, a married counselor with MFM, one of their branches.
Which MFM is that?
I don't know, because he was attending one in Badore to Langbasa, then Victoria Island.
He's gone to how many MFMs now?
Like 3 or 4 now.
Why is he rotating the MFMs?
There's always kind of clashes over there.
He's always fighting, and they have removed him.
I don't.
His marriage counselor. Did they know that? I know that their
What
general
to say?
overseer does not know. I know their general overseer does not know. Using this one because I didn't want to say that. When he was arrested and he was put, the first thing he said is, "I'm a pastor. I'm a marriage counselor." Can you imagine? And then you now put the name of the church in disrepute, and that is why I tell you, see, people are embarrassing the hands of your churches when you keep putting people who you do not vet, people who you don't know. How can this one be a marriage counselor who you have not even been intimate in 15 years, beaten, battered, and bruised? I know how she was when we arranged that she left the house. Even after she left the house, she's still in the hospital. She wouldn't have made it. Let us go straight to the phone lines, please. Please, today, I would like, over the course of being away for almost a month in September, I was listening to myself on the radio, and I saw that it was always the same set of people that were calling. I had tried that before, that I would say, please, people, but we need some fresh flavor in. It's the same people that keep calling. Please, if you have called, let this show, let us talk to those changing changers today. Those people that, please, I really love you, those that are constant, frequent callers. You know that love is not even the word, because you are always here. You're always listening to us. But please, today, for 4 years, let other people just take over the show today. If you have called, please don't call. Let new people get through. Let us hear. You too should want to know that other people are listening. Let us hear their voices. Thank you.
All right, Lagos, the numbers to call 0201-277-0993. 0201-277-0993. And female only line 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. You can also send messages on WhatsApp. Already I'm seeing your messages here on WhatsApp. 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. Remember that we're streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM and on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. I am currently going to be searching taking your messages from YouTube. LD here from YouTube says, I'm glad our mothers are now seeing the light and speaking up. This woman's story is just sad. And Esther Oboli here on YouTube says, good morning, Mr. Emmanuel Barsolomide. Thanks for today's topic and thanks for bringing your guest to the studio to narrate her experience and to buttress your point. Madam, I'm so glad you're alive, but please leave. She has already done that. And then I have Mimi Bawa. Allah here says, I can't be bothered because it is a choice. Why staying in this condition? To please whom? At the end, children have their lives. Staying in this kind of marriage because of children is a big lie. Let's go to the phone lines right now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Amaka. Hello.
Yes,
hello.
Go ahead, Amaka. We can hear you.
Yeah. I'm very sorry, media. I'm not ready for what you're doing. I've been several times I tried to call you, but the regular callers were not allowed. Yes, I've called to your program once in a while, but most of the time I would say I get frustrated in calling you because I won't get through to you.
So sorry. Thank God today is your day.
Yes, thank God you have told them to stay away. I'm an ardent listener and I like what you're doing. But the problem I'm seeing with women is sometimes they choose to remain in an abusive place, in abusive home, and I wonder how they manage with it because I can't take a physical hurt, but emotionally I'm not taking physical. So I'm happy that the woman lives with her life. And I'm also advising other women, please don't. You will die, your children will remain.
Thank you very much.
I have a relatives, that want to. Even my sibling. Sister, your husband is abusing you. Why don't you leave?
Thank you very much.
When you die, you will be a liability to your loved one and your family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You might want to speak up louder so we can hear you.
Sir.
Sorry, you might We literally we can barely hear you. Can you speak up louder, please? Okay, so you might just need to call us back, okay? Please, just call us back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ada. I'm calling from First Staff.
Okay, Ada, go ahead, please.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, man.
Thanks for what you're doing. Oh. God bless you, sir.
We thank God.
Mr. Emmanuel, God bless you too.
Thank God.
And Madam Kemi, I've heard her story and also similar to my mom. So that's why I'm calling. But my question is this, Barrister. In such case, like I will use my mother as a case study because presently she's with me now. But she also went to send through what Mrs. Kelly.
Okay, so we want you to move away from your radio. We're getting a feedback and it's not very good. Okay, so move away from your radio so that we can hear you clearly and we can take your question.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Yes, but we can still hear that feedback.
It's no more here.
Okay,
all right,
please,
go ahead.
Hurry up then. Thank you.
Like my mom went through the same thing, and recently I invited her to Lagos. Then she's with me. Now, a few weeks ago, last month, I lost an in-law. And everybody is calling that she should come back home. She should come back. She should come back. Please, what should I do in this case?
Do you really need me to answer that? So
yes, Barrister.
You don't really need me to answer that. You brought your mom out of domestic violence, and then people are saying take her back into domestic violence. That is not even a matter for consideration? Is she beginning to inconvenience you in any way in Lagos? Because
I'm actually confused in this case. Even her workplace, they are calling.
How are you confused? Are those people calling her? Can they just go back and marry her husband and then let them live there? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Why calling her to do what? Your mom also should want some peace of mind. If you bury your mom now, who will call her from the grave? Would they be calling her to come and what?
No, sir.
Please let your mother stay and then start her new life. She has an office. She goes to work.
Yes, before now. She was working in a company, so she put someone in place of her, then left. Now they are calling her. If she's not coming, they are taking somebody. I told her to take someone else.
Tell her to take somebody else, Jerry. Living dog is better than a dead lion, madam. Because that's your mother at least reap the fruit of her labor. Thank God for you that you've taken her. Let her even enjoy her children first. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go take another phone call there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Isaac Adeyemi.
Okay, Mr. Isaac, go ahead. You have 1 minute, please.
Thank God for Pastor Lumide or whatever. I think that lady delayed too much. Thank God for that deliverance. She should never go back there. And I think women or ladies need more advice on marriage. God bless you.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, you just might need to call us back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Moshokwa Folua. I'm calling from Surulere.
All right, go ahead. You have 1 minute, please.
All right, so I really want to appreciate the barrister. I listen to him every Saturday with my mom, and we've really learned a lot.
Thank you.
So, one thing I want to say is that the whole going back, trying to change people stems from the way the society has been formed. You hear a lot of mothers saying that they endured their marriage because of their children. And then even when they want to leave, you hear people trying to convince them. And then the whole responsibility of trying to make a marriage work has been sort of been put on the female gender. So I think what we have to do as a country and as people is to try to decenter men from our life and also put ourselves first. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, this is the issue. The country is not the starting point for change. It is the people. The people make the country. Without the people, there can be no country. This is the first step. Once abuse starts, reproduction must stop. You cannot be giving birth in beatings. And now, listen, children raised in abuse grow up usually to become abusive. Research has found that men that beat their wives are men that grew up watching their mothers being beaten by their fathers, an intimate partner, or a family member. So that is how abuse is passed from one generation to the other. So when you say go back because of the children, that is the other way round. Because of the children are the primary victims of abuse. The Bible even tells you, be fruitful and multiply. You have to be fruitful. You have to be in a place that is fruitful for children to grow. You have to be in a place that is conducive. Every animal creates a nest away from danger before they give birth. Every animal will leave the wild and go somewhere on a cliff, in a cave, to dig and create a nest to give birth. They always give birth in safety. It is only human beings that will be pregnant. They will beat you with the pregnancy and then you will give birth to another one again. They are not taking care of this child, you will give birth to another one for the person who is not taking care of the other one. You are with an abusive woman, you are not even sleeping right. The next thing, she's pregnant again. What manner of insanity is that? And that is how you damage children. Any society that keeps anybody that tells you to go back, just know that person is the weapon fashioned against you. In what study, in what world will you tell anybody to return to affliction, to return to hardship, to return to beatings? I even wonder the kind of parents, you see, our parents at times, look at the country. They are ruled by our elders. And what have they done? They have destroyed an entire system. Because they did not leave, they would tell you not to leave. Because they were victims of abuse, they would tell you to remain in abuse. Are we learning from their mistakes or improving on their errors? Please, let's move on.
Before we go, this is one of the things, according to what this lady said, the last caller said, and I just want to go on that, and say that women need to make their own money. Because some of the things that I think is also preventing a lot of women from moving from there is because they know that there's only one person who is the source of income to the family, who provides for the family.
We've been saying this for 4 years on this program, that you must don't be with a jobless woman. And a woman with a job, once the man tells you to leave the job, leave the marriage.
Exactly.
Leave the marriage, because that man is ready. Okay, now you leave the job. You don't. When you fight, no money for feeding. Let us even leave that. Let's say the man is taking care of you. Suddenly the man dies. What will happen? No source of income. The family members will come. Where's my brother's car? Before you know, you are stripped of everything and you cannot work because you have not worked. Who would employ somebody that has been out of job for 10 years?
And that is why I will give kudos to all the ladies that are out there encouraging and empowering fellow women.
Look at this. What now happens? She has nothing but what? Her body. Her body now becomes the source of income. That is when you say she's sleeping around. That is all she has. She has no job, some women cry after it because this is not how they were. But they have to, when you ask a man say, okay, I will give you, just come and meet me in room 2. You say, no, you will not. But you get home and you see your children haven't eaten. Your children are not going to school. How many women will bear it? Eventually, they will call back the man that, okay, I will come and meet you. Because they have nothing to offer but their body. And that is the end product of all women who refuse to work, who have been made not to work. And when you think a man is your source of income.
Well, I would say this to everyone. There are skills now. Regardless of where you are as a woman, you don't even, some of these skills and some of these foundations that are out there, take your phones, check the internet, there are skills out there for you. Check for foundations, go and learn a skill. There's digital skills, there are empowerment programs that even fellow women are putting out there to make sure that you are empowered and that you can stay and rest in your marriage. But we'll go on to the phone lines right now. Still take more of your comments before we go on the break. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Lemide.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. It's a woman calling.
Sorry about that.
Wow.
Yeah, China was calling.
Okay, go ahead. What's your name? Where are you coming from?
You see, Barrister, you are a blessing to this our generation. In fact, I thank God for Nigeria Info, and you more especially.
Oh, we thank God.
If I have heard your voice before, almost the mistakes that I did or my brother did, you wouldn't have done it. My brother came out from a bastard, the worst bastard marriage. And people were calling him, go back, go back. And the woman was coming to beg. He let her carry the woman back. If you see the what happened, the woman nearly burned down. In fact, she burned the house. If not for the help of people that put up the fire, my brother would have been rebuilding for somebody's house. So I thank God for you. Because as I listen to you now, I'm learning a lot. I will not even say what I've learned from you.
We thank God. Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Robert.
Well,
my question that is that those women that you say they are not empowered as a result, most of them do go out to have maybe offer their body to men. Sir, are you saying that even those ones that are empowered, they cannot have extramarital?
No, you are making a mistake, sir. I did not talk about empowerment. I said a woman must work. Number one. Exactly. Then number two, I said any man who tells you not to work, you should rather leave. The only exception is where the work is so intense that you don't have time for your family. Then I can tell you to get a less demanding job. And it goes for both man and hair.
The reason why I'm breaking this is that where I worked before, I've seen where women, not all of some, I know somebody who is a bank manager with a wedding ring in her hand, and she still have affairs outside. So this thing of maybe marriage is a very big something. It's not just violence. Sometimes you may be married legally. Some women will still go out and have.
Let me ask you, hold on, sir. Let me ask you a question. Have you not seen a bank manager, a man with wedding ring, going to have affair outside?
It's vice versa now.
So it is both of them.
Women also do it.
Exactly. Exactly. It is both of them.
But sir, why I'm calling, I've been listening to you for very long. I even have your number, sir.
Thank you,
I
sir.
really appreciate your message. Because sometimes there are some women that you cannot stay with a day in the household. I know of a woman that will say if she wants I don't want to sit for her.
Sir, your 1 minute is up.
There are some women that if you go beat them, they will not get their.
Then when they die in your hands, then I will come and I will help. When they now die in your hand.
Big university.
No, it is not a big university. It is a small secondary school. It is not as big. You see, people that make it seem bigger than life, that is the problem. They keep telling you are learning. Learning what? What are you learning? You grew up in a family. You had brothers and sisters. You people grew up. They didn't say that family was a big university. It's marriage, that it is just two people that are supposed to be friends. That is now one marriage, one university that never ends.
Lagos, we have to go. We are going on a break. When we come back, we'll return to the calls and take more of your messages. Stay with us here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
The Nigeria FinTech Week is back. Connect with 20,000 plus FinTech executives from 80 plus countries. Get ready for a week of impactful insights, experience thrilling sessions, engaging debates, and cutting-edge workshops. Theme: Positioning Africa's FinTech ecosystem to accelerate inclusive growth. Date: October 8th to 10th, 2024 at the Landmark Event Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. Join us in person or virtually. This event is sponsored by leading brands FCDO, Huawei, Mastercard, Zenith Bank, Interswitch, eTransact, Banwo and Igodalo, and many more. Ecosystem partners partners NCC, SEC, NITDA, and Africa FinTech Network. Register now at nfw.fintechng.org. Secure your spot now for exhibition, sponsorship, and partnership. Contact Sheon at exec.sec@fintechng.org or call +234 903000 3013.
My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now. It go rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Pocari Sweat. Rehydrate you faster, easy, we observe. Pocari Sweat, give me some more.
It's Customer Service Week, and here at Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio, we want to appreciate our reputable clients for your constant and continuous patronage.
Flour Mills, Globacom, Cadbury, Unilever, Promasidol, International Breweries, PepsiCo Foods, PZ Cousins Limited, Sterling Bank, Pernod Ricard, Infinix, Bloom, House on the Rock, Owler Foods, Avon HMO, Leadway Assurance, InDrive, Bajaj, TGI Groups, Reliance HMO, ARM Pension, Hairs Insurance, SBC, Hypo Home Care Products, Reckitt, UAC CAP, 9PSB, TOEFL, Mobile, Eco Revenue Summit, Bigger Paint, and many others. We want to thank you for your patronage and assure you of our continuous outstanding service delivery as always, and also offer you more packages to serve you better.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In the next episode, I will speak with a change maker turned state official who is passionate about the role of technology in democracy, Nigeria's Honorable Minister of Communications, Dr. Bosun Tijani.
If we jump into the advanced conversation of governance without even understanding what we're governing, we're not going to be able to bring our perspectives to the table.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Lagos, let's play a fun game. Complete this with me. The money is, if you said married, victorious, the way, identical, or more, then you know this weekend is going to be the biggest of big deals. The moment we have all been waiting for is finally upon us. It's the epic finale of Big Brother Naija Season 9. The remaining 8 housemates have overcome everything to get this far, splitting from their partners, outlasting ships, battling agents of course, winning wagers and tax, and escaping many evictions. This weekend, they will face one final challenge, but first, they will party like it's their last day. Don't miss the Big Brother Naija Saturday night Get Do to end all parties this Saturday at 10 p.m. After that, they will face the music and only one housemate will come out dancing, who will emerge from the finale live show as Big Brother Naija Season 9 winner, 60 million naira richer, and with a brand new car. Tune into the finale show on Sunday at 7 p.m. on African Magic. The Big Brother Naija Season 9 drama might be coming to an end, but it's still early in the Premier League season, so we're just eating up. Catch some of that hit this weekend when the top 4 continue the title race. Liverpool will visit Crystal Palace on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Arsenal will host Southampton on Saturday at 3 p.m. Man City will be at home to Fulham also on Saturday at 3 p.m. And Nottingham Forest will travel to London to face Chelsea on Sunday at 2 p.m. Also, the Manchester United show continues when they meet Aston Villa at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Are you wondering what Ten Hag has in store for us this time? It's all about Big Brother Naija finale and football vibes, wins, drama, and everything lit this weekend. Only on DSTV. Dial *288# and get on the My DSTV app to stay connected today. Download DSTV Stream to watch on the go. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
And we're back here on Relationship 360 with Emmanuel Onka and Barrister Olumide. And of course, you know that we're talking about change and character today. And Mrs. Oluokemi is still here with us. Barrister has been waiting to say a lot of things.
Please, let me just cut in. The last person that called said he has been listening to me and then said some women have to be beaten. Did you listen to Mrs. Oluokemi's story? It is an aberration. It is, you cannot have been listening to me. It is not possible that you are listening to me and that is the conclusion you will come to and call on a live show and tell me that some women ought to be beaten. So when you kill them, what will happen? Is it by force to marry them? You listen, 2 years ago I started a practice and I said once there is domestic violence and abuse, anybody that the case comes to me, anybody that tells them to go back, I will also include them in my petition as accessories to the crime. What will I call you that are calling me now on live television, live radio to tell me that some women ought to be beaten? And you now call my name. Don't mention my name in that nonsense, please. It's not possible that you are listening to me and that is your conclusion. Is it by force to marry the woman? You say some women have to be beaten, knowing that there are some, your child is also listening to this show. Children are listening to this show, and you are telling me that some women ought to be beaten? Where is that number that called? Can we get that number?
I totally do not know what.
How is it possible that you that person just started listening to? It's not possible that you have been listening to me,
he was very
and you are telling me that a woman has to be.
All right. I want to say a very big thank you to Olaide. I'm actually seeing your messages here. She has actually shared some opportunities for women below, and I'll forward that message to Barrister Olumide. He would share with everybody who sent him a WhatsApp message on his phone line that he's going to share at the end of the program. If you're a lady, you want to learn more about skills, you want to get empowerment, I will send all of the links to Barrister Olumide. He will forward them to you once you reach out to him. I will take some of your WhatsApp messages here. This is Emmanuel from Corridor. He says, "Good morning, Emmanuel. This woman's case was similar to that of my female cousin killed in the year 2021 by her husband because of everyday verbal abuse and physical abuse. The husband was jobless and she was the one feeding him and their daughter every day. She was advised wrongly by those who knew much about marriage ethics." Who said they knew much about marriage ethics? I wish I had come across your program when it kicked off in 2020. And this is Hosea from Ibejuleki and says, "Good morning. Please, what do you do with an ungrateful woman whereby whatever you do is just she's not just grateful to her on her side? A woman who's full of pride, even not sorry when she's wrong. Is there a problem, sir?"
When you marry somebody that you say is ungrateful, you say she's proud, she doesn't. You know that I had told you that there are 7 character traits you cannot marry. The very definition of pride are people who cannot apologize because they are always right. Oga, I tell you that marriage is not by force. If it is something you cannot take, leave before you start loathing. Nobody forced you to marry the person now. You were supposed to have checked out her character before you married her. Before you married her, I'm sure you bought her gifts. You would have seen that she was the ungrateful type, but you went ahead in your wisdom. But now you have seen it is not by force, sir, to continue. If it is a problem for you that you cannot overlook.
All right, we have this message from Michael from Ikorodu, and he says, "Good morning. I would like you to balance one of the points you made. If your husband asks you to leave the job, you have to walk away from that marriage. Hope you know that there are jobs or businesses that are not profitable, and the husband can equally ask the wife to quit."
At times when you ask questions or when you make assumptions, we are talking of a person who is disenfranchising you from working, not telling you that your work is not profitable, you leave for a better job. That's not what we are talking about. You should have gotten that now and not ask that kind of question. We are talking of someone that tells you to resign from your job and stay at home as a housewife.
This is Yemi from Ikorodu, and he says, "Good morning, sir. God bless you for all you do. I was in an abusive marriage for 20 years. I stayed that long praying and trying to change him. I finally walked away 12 years ago, and I'm thankful every day that I did." That is Yemi from Ikorodu.
I think we should have an end of the year party for those that walked away. Honestly, I wish people would send, we would sponsor that party and we would put it, walk away. I have a matron, God bless Madam Alakija. She says, leg it. She will tell you, leg it. If it is not working, leg it. We've buried too many people. This year I've carried 2 corpses in my car. While we're going to they died right there in my car. Because they refused to leave.
This is Mommy Jimmy from Ikorodu, and she says, "Thank you, Barrister. May your days be long. The fear of where to move to with the children is the main problem, and family too most times do not help matters."
It's not long till you realize the kind of family you are from, where marriage is more important to them than your life. You understand? Me. God forbid that they even know when you hear of the father of the daughter that you're about to marry, you will know that it's not. Celebration. You know what they call celebration? It will be a welcome home party. It will be a welcome home party. A living dog is better than a dead lion. She will try again. The woman I married, I am not her first husband. She left an abusive marriage, stayed by herself 15 years raising 3 kids. I met her, fell in love, married. This is the second chance. Would you die before?
This is from...
You start all over again.
This is from Anonymous at Bagada, and she's asking a question. Barrister Olumide, please. When a man keeps talking about his exes and you're not okay with it, what should I do? Because sometimes it pisses me off.
What should you do about what you are not happy about? Do you cultivate a plant that you are not happy at its fruits? Do you cultivate plants that have sour fruits? Do you cultivate sour grapes? Why don't you just change the seed? Go and plant something else.
This is Grandma Lara from Ikorodu, and she's saying this. She says, kindly use this incident to help Madam Kemi appeal to the embassy to sort out her case. She's actually making an appeal on behalf of
your children Kemi. Are still there, Madam Kemi?
Yes, they're still there.
Thank God. How old now?
30, 28, 24.
Those ones are men and women. How many boys, how many girls?
But I've not seen them for 15 years now.
Oh,
Jesus.
I was just about asking you if you visited them ever since.
All because of marriage. Has anybody told you to go back so that we can just branch at their house from here as we are going?
It's well. It's well. This is Steve Carlo from Maryland. He said, thank you so much for this program. My problem with women is that why give in to pregnancy to the extent of 2 or 3 children in an abusive marriage? Please, my fellow men should know that women are precious jewels. Treat them kindly and you will be happy that you did.
This is a gentleman. Look at that. You could, almost... okay.
This is... you didn't say your name here. But he said, I appreciate that the man has been arrested. But my point is, some women utmostly believes in marriage, regardless of whatever they go through. Obviously, they are trying to avoid people mocking them in times of divorce. I really need women to get more insight into this. It is good to be alive with a sound mind.
That mocking is very funny. Whatever you do in this life, people will criticize you. Whatever, when you succeed, they hate you. When you so just live your life and be happy. You know what my life mission is? My goal, just be happy. Anything that will affect my happiness, I am gone. Can we go to the phone lines
just
now?
before we
Okay.
go to the phone line, I'm on YouTube right now. Remember that we're streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM and Nigeria Info 99.3. Here on YouTube, I have Ugo AJ. Says the man is not just an abuser, he's a murderer. Cutlass, is she a goat? That's the question he's asking. And Henry here says, Barrister, it's time we also start charging people to court. Charging to court, those people mounting pressure on women to return back to abusive, to domestic violence.
Women should grow you have to grow a spine. That is, you have to be able to make up your mind and make a decision. Why are you so ruled by public opinion? Why are you so ruled by public opinion and then give your life's decision to people to make for you? There was a woman that I was really happy. The mother was always telling her to go back. So the daughter got pregnant, delivered the baby, and the mother came to do Omugo. One of those days, the man came and was beating the daughter, and the mother came. The man beat the mother and the daughter together.
Wow.
The mother packed out the following day saying he's an animal, but you are the one that told your daughter to remain. She left, did not take her daughter. She just left the following day. And, be abusing from afar. Have you forgotten something, mommy, that your daughter is there? You ran away telling...
Okoli Innocent says, I miss this program. I miss Lagos. Well, we're glad that we're streaming on Facebook and you can join us. And Michael Sent says, well done, sir. Adeayo says, this woman's story moved me to tears. And Ambode is saying,
Now, okay, go ahead.
One phone call before we take mommy's thought. You want to take her
go
thought?
ahead, yes.
One phone call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Barrister Lumine.
Pastor Ladipo, you can't call. Pastor Ladipo, you...
Okay.
Emma Binu. All right. Look at
Hello?
that.
Hello? Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio, please.
I'll keep it off.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dennis. I'm calling from Jigwazi.
Okay, go ahead, please. We have 1 minute.
Is it the barrister that is called Isolumide?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can you just dedicate one of the Saturdays for root causes of violence in marriage? And if you have all it takes to push for marriage as part of our school curriculum from the primary school level. You see, I am of MFM, and I used to have a department called Happy Home. In this Happy Home is one of the Sundays dedicated for... Are you there, sir?
Yes, we're listening to you, sir. 1 minute.
It's dedicated for purely marriage institution. If you have all it takes to push for marriage as an institution, which the devil is so much interested in, nothing happens without a root cause. Please speak about communication first in marriage. When you don't communicate, can you push for communication in marriage?
Sir.
And can you call it, as a lawyer, can you call it push for...
All right.
Okay.
We'll answer your question now.
Let me answer you, sir. You are telling me to push. What happened to you, sir? You are the head of Happy Home.
I'm not a lawyer.
Do you have to? You don't have to be a lawyer.
You don't have to go about
no way. All the people. How many lawyers are in the House of Assembly? Is your governor a lawyer? No.
No. But
you cannot. You see, sir. I cannot.
The marriage institution. What is happening, Mr. A's house? It's not happening, Mr.
Can I move on, please?
All right, Barrister, we'll take your thoughts right now because we're running out of time.
Yes, and you see, there's something I don't like, which is passing the buck. You are there seeing what is going on in your church as a head of a department, and then you are calling another person to go and do what you are able to do. If I am not here, will you tell me that there's something you cannot push? Is Showore a lawyer? Those active, are they all lawyers? No. You do what you are supposed to do. There are even some people that did not go to school that are making impacts in places that they are. You don't have to be educated. All you must do is to have what you are fighting for. You must have a reason. You must have a cause. And when you are talking of communication, that thing is just a fallacy. Some of the abusive men talk a lot. Some of the abusive men, they talk a lot. It's not that they don't know how to talk. How did the man date the woman if he did not talk to her in the first place? You keep talking, the people say it's communication. It is not communication, it is character. Everybody knows how to talk. My dog understands Yoruba language because we trained it with Yoruba. Even a dog understands that. Everyone knows how to talk. It is character that makes a home, not language, not speaking. Everybody speaks. Abuse is also a language. It is character. So all that, when I see people saying, oh, communication, you must learn to communicate. How did they get married? Wasn't it by communication? How did he ask out? Wasn't it by communication? Let's move on. Welcome once again to October. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to quickly round up. Madam Olukemi, please, your thoughts before I go. What would you say to people in your shoes or people about to wear the shoes of marriage?
Well, I've made my own mistakes, and I wouldn't want any other woman to, because if I had stayed back when I broke out of that spell, or what would I call the bondage, when I left with my kids, maybe I would have been the best, because that was the best year of my life. And I wouldn't have invested my life where I am now, and I'm out now, because it's like starting all over again. So my thought is that please and please know your man, know the man you are going out with. Don't marry under marriage religion pretense or social pretense. When you see the red flag, as it was called this morning, please move. Don't even wait a bit.
It is not a prayer point. It is a red flag.
Just leave.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. And unfortunately, one of the things that pains you is that you used all your money to build the shops there.
Everything is there.
Now you have gone and all your investment. He knows.
He knows. And
that's why he's doing that. That everything you have, you now have to try to start again. And you've not seen your children for 15. Hey. Welcome to October, everybody. This is not. Thank you for listening to my program. I really appreciate everyone. God bless. By way of announcement, on the 10th of October, which is Thursday next week, on an invitation from the Project Space Foundation. That is the Project Space Foundation for the Arts. I will be speaking at the Andre Dulac Catholic Church in Makoko, Yaba, on Thursday at 10:30. I will be speaking about sexual violence against children, which will include signs of sexual abuse and violence in children and steps to safeguarding children in the community and so on. Please feel free to join me in Makoko on Thursday at Andre Dulac Catholic Church in Makoko at 10:30 a.m. For those who might want to call me, my number is 0909 3214 942. 0909 3214 942 for calls and WhatsApp. Now, please follow me on Instagram, because all my sessions here on radio and other programs since 2020 are stored and saved on this Instagram page, Gnosis_help. That is GNOSIS_help on Instagram. Even today's program is also saved there, right, on Instagram. I think Instagram now is back to 1 hour. Then you have to cut it, then start recording again. So now I just started a Facebook page that is strictly for what I am doing now, and the name of, please follow me on that Facebook page called Barrister Olumide. So very simple for you to just Barrister Olumide on Facebook. Please follow me. I need a certain number of followerships to be able to give some live content. I need you to see that as well. Yes, my number again, 0909 3214942. So yesterday I got a distress call from Igondo about a woman who beats a minor child. I heard that they are related. Maybe it's the younger sister or younger brother. It got so bad yesterday that she took a blade and cut his hands and rubbed with pepper. Neighbors, who have been begging this woman to stop beating this child, that is too much, went in an outrage. I don't know who gave them my number, and one of them called me that we have to help this child. So this morning, our Igondo volunteers will be going to rescue this child and have the abuser committed to law enforcement. We have asked for volunteers, to help. I cannot be everywhere, and everything starts with you. The moment you people say no, then it is no. You don't leave it up to one man. Let the entire community say no, we will not take this. Then it will become a taboo. I want to appreciate our volunteers in Igondo as they leave this morning, I think maybe 9:10, to go and rescue this child and then see what there's need for medical attention and all that. I want to thank those who support us. I want to thank you very much, just a few of us that do. And I want to appeal to those who are on the fence. Things that I tell you here are things that if you were to go to a school, you would pay heavily for. Everything we do is free of charge. Everything except, when you want to see me one-on-one for counseling. That is, I don't even like the word counseling. I call it discussion sessions. That one is different. But for victims of domestic violence and abuse, child defilement, all that is absolutely, we've been doing it free for 22 years. So, and all this is made possible by support from some people who help us. We would need your support. This is what every religion encourages you to help the widows, to help those who are broken-hearted, especially through marriage, and children who are battered, beaten, and bruised. We help them without cost. Thank you very much once again for listening to the program. I really appreciate, and God bless. Do we have people who are
All right, God bless you. Thank you so much again to Olaide for sharing all of those links. Remember that Barrister has called his number. Barrister, please call your number again.
0909 3214 942.
All right, I will be sending all of those links to Barrister, and once you reach out to him, he would forward all of the links to all the women that wants to be empowered. Possibly you are in a marriage, or you're married, or you're a young girl and you want to be empowered. All of those links will be helpful to you. God bless you, Olaide, for sending those links across to us. Lagos, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. We appreciate that you listen, and we do encourage you to make it a date with us here every Saturday here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Relationship 360. God bless you.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.